Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Macedo is the best.
Then I asked him about lifestyle. Lifestyle, what he told me is Oman is very peaceful, it's very laid back. It's for people who want to save money, people who don't want to spend money. He's saying every day, he's saying every month, after I get the money, I don't know where to spend. There's nothing to spend in Oman. So what we do is we save the money and then we go for good holidays. Saying there's a lot of Omani Riyal to spend. I think that is why many countries, they welcome Omani tourists. And you know, in my experience, I've always had good experience from tourists, Omani people. So maybe I'm a bit biased over there. Worst behaved is Saudi, but the clients I deal with, they are good. But when you're talking of drinking and having fun, worst behave is Saudi, because you know they are frustrated in their country. When they come to Dubai, they want to enjoy, and Kuwaiti. So like I said, personally as clients, they're very well behaved, highly educated. But when I go to Dubai, when I was in Dubai, and you'd see these nightclubs and pubs and all that, these guys are crazy, man. Just like our Indians, Goans. They're so well behaved and so nice, or Sri Lankans. But after they drink alcohol, they just become violently opposite. Okay. Then what he said is, after the old guy died, the new guy was supposed to take over. There was a mourning period. New guy was supposed to take over. Then the coronavirus thing happened, and then you know everything got derailed. He's saying he was supposed to take over, and people were, you know, curious to see his leadership stance, but nobody got to see it. So they don't know how is this new guy as a leader. And he also told me that most of them miss the old guy. The old guy was really a gem of a human being. Okay. Now, I asked him, what about expats? How are they doing? Are they doing well? So his answer was, there were these two clans from India, okay, castes or whatever. One is the, correct me if I'm wrong, one is the Khimji from India, and one is Damrasi, okay, from Gujarat. So I know I fucked up the pronunciation, you can correct me there. So Khimji and Damrasi or whatever, they came from Gujarat. It seems that they were very close to Caboose, very, very close. And the families became very good friends. That is why these are the most powerful business houses in Oman. They are the most well-to-do, they are the most powerful, they have the maximum contacts and connections. Let me change my hand, it is paining. Oof, holding the camera. So it seemed they became good friends, and they are pretty well-to-do. But like I always tell you, Indian-run management companies are some of the worst. I, being an Indian passport holder, I can tell you, Indian managed companies, not all, most of them are really terrible. And the more village oriented or from the village a person comes, even worst, you know, they just don't believe in having an open mind. But then again, I guess the new generation also is kind of extremely stupid and careless and has a sense of entitlement. So that's why even I can't get along with the new generation's arrogance and ignorance. Then what he said is, you know, the same thing which he told before. Until 2015, there was, you know, at least decent growth. But now, after the oil prices went down, after the recession and after the COVID, he's saying now payments, if you do a government project, you'll never get paid. And people are actually afraid, like, to start anything new. In fact, when I asked him, I said, what are your plans? He's saying, I'm just sticking around because we have a family generation business. He's saying, it's very easy for me to shut it down and leave. He's saying, but then that legacy is no longer there. So he said the hope is always there that one day things will be better, you know. So that's why they're sticking around. Otherwise, he said, I really want to just leave and go. Then I asked him about UAE's projects in Oman, because UAE gave those big announcements. He said, I'll give you one specific example. They came down to develop the Corniche. They wanted to develop the Corniche and make it very big. They made big announcements and everyone was happy. Publicity was there. He said the Corniche, after they announced, they kept postponing it. One delay after another. He's saying after 5 years, it was pending for 5 years. Finally, at the expiry date of the contract, they said, sorry, we can't. He's saying then they kept it a low-key affair. So he said, Oman's government doesn't trust UAE very much. This is what he told me. Which, you know, frankly speaking, I think most of the countries, Muslim Arab countries, now they are keeping UAE at arm's length, especially after after UAE made peace with Israel. So those days of I trust you, and those days are no longer there.